Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk about Byler gates I agree with and explain a little bit about why I agree with them. And even if these Byler gates don't happen in Stranger Things season 5, they are still canon to me in my heart because there's a lot of evidence to support them, to support some of them. If it doesn't happen, then I don't care because it's canon to me. So let's start off with the first one, Flickergate, iconic. The theory goes all the way back to Mike and Will in season 1. It was their very first solo interaction together where we kind of got to see what their relationship, what their dynamic was like. It's a scene where Will confesses to Mike that he rolled a 7, therefore the Demogorgon got him. And after Will says, "See you tomorrow," and bikes off, there is a flicker in the garage.
See you tomorrow.
And so the theory goes that Will was actually the cause of the light flickering in that moment because of a very emotionally charged scene that happens between Mike and Will in the Upside Down in season 5. Maybe they kiss in the Upside Down and that's why the light flickers. I really believe this theory because Mike's garage has been the main scene for pivotal moments of Byler. Like a lot of pivotal Byler moments happened in Mike's garage, including that one that sets up their relationship dynamic in season 1, then later on in season 3 where they have their first big fight in Mike's garage where Mike tells Will, "It's not my fault you don't like girls," which I just want to say my opinion about that. At that point, it's confirmed that Mike does not know about Will's sexuality. Him saying, "It's not my fault you don't like girls," in that scene felt a little bit of like a projection to me, if I'm being honest. It felt like Mike might have been projecting because no one was saying that it's his fault. No one was accusing him of anything. Mike just brings that up of his own volition. It reminded me of a scene in season 4 at the Wrinklemania where Mike and Will got into a fight again. Will said, "Meanwhile, Elle has like a book of letters from you." And Mike said, "Well, that's because she's my girlfriend, Will." Like, no one was doubting or no one was questioning the fact that, Elle is Mike's girlfriend. Like, no one was questioning that. Will was not questioning that. Will says, "And us," and then Mike says, like, we're friends again. No one was questioning whether or not they were friends. Will was not questioning whether the two of them were friends or not. All these scenes, Mike is trying to defend the idea that, Elle is his girlfriend, that he's straight. If I'm being very honest, that has the complete opposite effect on me. Him taking every single opportunity to come off as straight is making him, in my eyes, one of the biggest proofs of him not being straight. Next theory is Lettergate. Theory that Mike actually did write a lot of letters to Will during their time apart when Mike was in Hawkins and Will was in California. Yes, Mike wrote a lot of letters, but he never sent them to Will because he realized that he would always end the letters with "Love, Mike," which was something that he couldn't do with Elle.
From Mike.
That he wrote to Elle, he couldn't end with "Love, Mike." It was always "From Mike," of "Love, Mike." I think this is evidenced more by an incomplete letter written by Mike that was released by the Stranger Things writer's Twitter account. I've seen some discourse around whether it was Will or Mike's fault for not reaching out to each other more. But honestly, I don't think anyone is at fault. That the emotions between the two it was really complicated and no one really knew how to go about what they were feeling for one another. But I've seen a lot of people say that it was Mike's fault. He didn't send letters. And I don't know, maybe this is just me being like a Mike Wheeler apologist. I can kind of understand why from Mike's perspective that he did not really send a lot of letters. And I can also see from Will's perspective, obviously, why he didn't send letters either. That theory is canon to me. Next gate is Lover's Lake Gate. This gate essentially theorizes that Mike and Will are going to be at Lover's Lake in season 5 in the Upside Down. That's where they're going to have their first kiss, is going to be in Lover's Lake. Just because there's been a lot of symbolism with Mike and Lover's Lake. To add on to this gate, I do think that the song that's going to play when Byler kisses, or at a very pivotal Byler moment in season 5, I think that the song Heroes by David Bowie is going to play. That's a theory that I subscribe to as well. Next theory is a little bit of a hefty one, and it's one of the theories I believe in the most because it's basically already canon. But that's Colorgate. Throughout the entire show, we see there's colors associated with different characters. The main color associated with Will is yellow. He has, in season 4, he has like the walls in his room are yellow. The walls in Mike's room are blue. Sorry, I'm laughing because look at the way that my wall is painted. Can you guess why it's painted like that? Anyway, to add more evidence to Colorgate, let's look back at the Russian code from season 3. The silver cat feeds when blue meets yellow in the west. The silver cat is Vecna. Vecna feeds season 4. He's, feeding off of the kids there. He's killing off a bunch of kids. Blue meets yellow in the west. Vecna starts his whole killing spree when blue, Mike, meets yellow, Will, in the west, California.
Connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
If you thought that was not convincing enough, the clock that's on the wall, the time on that clock's handles are quite literally blue and yellow. Time on the clock is 6:30. And in season 4, we know from an interaction between Mike and his parents, Mike's flight to California was at 6:30. Mike's flight to California to see Will was at 6:30. Let that sink in. It's not just a coincidence. That's alluding to future events that would happen. Are you with me? The next ones are a little bit new. Or, I don't know, I think I'm gonna say that they're new. I don't even think they're gates yet, that's how new they are. Of the new trailer that was released for Stranger Things Season 5. First one I'm gonna talk about is Backpack Gate. It's so cute, I love this one. It's so wholesome. Essentially, Stranger Things released Funko Pops. They haven't released it yet. There was like leaks about them. We got to see Funko Pops for Mike and Will. Design for these Funko Pops is very interesting. Of 2 specific items, Mike's vest and Will's backpack. Mike's Funko Pop is wearing a bluish gray vest, and Will is holding a black backpack. We know that Mike's backpack looks different because it's a backpack he's been using since season 1 of Stranger Things. This is a different backpack. Whose backpack? Will's backpack. The backpack that Will's Funko Pop was holding. But we see Mike carrying that same backpack around all season. He's carrying around Will's backpack. It's really cute. If this is like post Byler or pre-Byler, just the fact that Mike is carrying, Will's bag for him. Will's bag, which literally is like an emergency kit for Will. There's Walkman in there and walkie-talkie in there. That is so cute. And also, I know that this was Backpack Gate, but can we just talk about the vest? After like some events happen, Mike gives Will his vest. I think that's like so cute. Love that. The next theory is D20 Gate. I don't even know if this is an actual gate or not. I like this one because I feel like it's one that not a lot of people talk about. In the Wrinklemania scene from season 4, when Mike, Elle, and Will back to their roller skates from Wrinklemania, they're holding it in such a weird way so that you can see the sizing of the shoe. And so Elle is in between Mike and Will, love triangle formation. Her shoe size is 6. Mike and Will have 10 as a shoe size. So stay with me here, guys, because this is about to get a little bit crazy. Season 4, Elle did not beat Vecna on her own. However, I believe that in season 5, Mike and Will are going to be the key to beating Vecna together. No, just them two together are going to be what beats Vecna. Reasoning for this is because Mike has a 10 on his shoe, and then Will has a 10 on his shoe, and 10 plus 10 is 20. D20, D&D is like one of the highest success rolls you can get. I think that alone, those two, you know, together are going to be what creates a D20 to defeat Vecna. The next theory is one that honestly I feel like, if true, is literally going to make me cry. I'm gonna call it Bicycle Gate. I don't know if this is an actual gate, guys. I don't know. The new Stranger Things trailer would Mike biking. He looked kind of worried, right? That biking shot is actually going to be paralleled to the cut scene of Mike biking back home after finding Will's dead body in season 1.